Coming up today, we're joined by Lachlan, Bryan and Britt from The Pleasures to talk about their debut album. We'll let you know about Bitter and Twisted 2023, and Dan will let you know where you can get your open mic night on in Newey this week. Produced on Awabakal and Warramai land, this is The Good Stuff on Newcastle Live.
This is
Good.
good stuff.
The good stuff.
The highly anticipated Bitter and Twisted Boutique Beer Festival is set to take over the historic Maitland Jail this November. The festival offers the perfect mix of spring sunshine, live music and ice-cold craft beers with performances by Phil Jamieson and Melbourne Ska Orchestra. To grab your tickets, head on over to newcastlelive.com.au or check us out on Facebook to see what everyone's talking about. The good stuff. The Pleasures, which is a collaboration between Britt and Lachlan Bryan, have released some head-turning singles this past year. Last week, they released their debut album called The Beginning of the End, featuring a brand new single called Homewreckers. For those who don't know the story of how The Pleasures came to be, can you tell us about how you first met and how this collaboration came about?
Well, we first met a long time ago. I want to say 10 years ago. Yeah? Would that be a good guess, Lachlan?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, let's just go with 10 years. It sounds nice even number. We met in America officially the first time we hung out. We had kind of sort of met previously, but that was our first time we hung out. And just known each other throughout the years through music, and have always had a mutual respect for each other musically. And it was actually due to me sort of reaching out to Lachlan and saying that we should do something together. It was during COVID, and I just thought, I don't even know what I was thinking. Maybe it was the wine talking or whatever. I was like, I want to do something with Lachlan. I love Lachlan. So I sent him a message, and thankfully he said yes. So here we are. Now it grew into this monstrosity of a band. So it's fun.
We that first night we hung out, we ended up staying up later than all the bars really, and we wanted to go somewhere and have a drink. We'd already had enough, and the person that we were hanging out with, he was adamant that the only place to go at this time of night in Austin, Texas, was some kind of tabletop dancing arrangement. And exotic dancing, and we kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, fine. If that's the only place we can get a drink. To be honest, I really needed I needed the bathroom as well. So I was like, if there's somewhere where they've got a toilet, I'm happy to go.
Let's
there.
go.
And we got in a taxi, and this guy took us out to the outskirts of town to this weird place, and it looked like a house. And the person that was all excited about going to the strip club was all of a sudden like, oh, this looks dodgy, I don't want to go in there. Me and Catherine were like, no, we need a drink and I need the bathroom, so we're going in. We marched up the front steps, and we were greeted by a lady who presented us with a bunch of barely clothed women, and was asking us to choose. And we had stumbled into obviously some kind of brothel. We didn't know those were legal in Texas. Thought Melbourne was the only place where those were legal. And we obviously didn't want to partake, of course. But I really wanted the bathroom. They wouldn't let me have the bathroom because we weren't spending any money. So we left as fast as we'd shown up, and we always laughed about it for years. And then when we were picking around band names, we thought, it'd be nice if a band name just came to us, and it was easy and it was obvious and it connected us. And I don't know, maybe Catherine said, what was the name of that place we went? We really didn't know at the time what the name of the place we went in Austin was. I Googled it. I found a photo of it. I'd never forget what it looks like. And it was called Pleasures. It was called Pleasures, and it had the perfect font as well. So the font on our record cover is pretty much lifted from this place. So
Wow.
It's but we're going back to Texas too. So I feel like we need to go and at least get a photo, maybe.
Yeah.
Daylight hours.
We've got to.
That'd be awesome. At least get a music video out the front there, surely.
Yeah.
There
To
you go.
see how long we can do it before they shoot us.
Yeah. So look, you've just released your debut album after releasing some absolutely cracker singles. You've had The Beginning of the End out for a while. Every Story Has Two Sides, and they've really connected with a lot of people. Now, I'd like to ask you about, the complexities of these relationships that you've kind of outlined in this album. How has it been to talk about something so openly that is usually kind of on the back burner or a little bit taboo to be honest about?
Not in country music. I feel like it's all about cheating and lying and drinking. And I think, we're both fairly honest songwriters. Whether we write other people's stories or our own, we try and reflect real life as best as we can. And I think that's one of the great things about storytellers is that, as songwriters, it's our job to tell stories and tell the truth. And I think this album is definitely a reflection of that. It's honest and it's raw and it's real and it's telling a story of a part of my life that needed to be told. And perhaps, Lachlan sympathized and helped tell it with me. So that's just from my point of view. I needed to make this album. I needed to write these songs and I needed to have a voice on some of these subjects. And I think, it can be taboo, but that's kind of the cheeky part of songwriting and music is that you can stay silent in most situations and then sort of always you're able to say your piece, I guess, in lyrics sometimes. And that's kind of fun and nice. So, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about how people have responded to listening to these lyrics?
Well, I'm jumping in here, Catherine, and many of these lyrics originate from Catherine's experiences. So maybe she should be answering, but I won't let her. I'm going to try. I'm going to answer in the meantime. I feel like I've heard Catherine answer this question before, and I think we're really thinking about stuff that a lot of people go through, and in many ways this is a divorce album, and half the people that get married, or maybe more than half, get divorced, and it's something that we can relate to, and I think that in a world where Instagram is the way we communicate a lot of the time, or social media, we're always encouraged to kind of present our best selves and present this idea that everything is going great, and it isn't necessarily, and sometimes it is, but there are parts that aren't, or sometimes things are going generally badly, but there's a few good things in there as well, and I think that's what this record is about. There's moments of light, there's moments of even reflecting on the relationship in the middle of it in a positive way, because relationships aren't just good or bad, they're a combination of both, even after they're finished. And I think that people are relating to that, and that there's obviously that there are songs that are more easy, like a song like Sad Song is kind of easy to relate to because it's a nostalgic piece, and almost everyone feels that, and we all feel okay about feeling that. There are songs in there that the audience maybe doesn't feel okay about relating to, and that's good too. Like I think it's really important to be brave and to challenge people with what we say, and if they relate, great. If they don't, that's great too.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you're about to take your songs out on the road for an 11-date tour across the US, and then you'll be back in Australia for the next leg of the tour. How has it felt getting to take these songs out on the road for the last year?
Yeah, good to finally. We're not doing it enough, in my opinion. I think it is a different world now for touring, and I think as a band that is based in two different places, being Melbourne and Newcastle, the more that we get together, the better, and I think the better we sound. And this American tour is going to be a really great way of kind of getting to play, night after night together. Maybe for the first time, we may have done a few gigs in a row, but not like, back to back like that. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think this only gets better the more we do it. And the more that we do it, the more we become a band. And I think, that's sort of what excites me about it the most is becoming more of that unit that I so long for with this project, is just that real, camaraderie of musicians who all love music and are really big in the songs and playing them live together, and hopefully that reflects into the audience and they enjoy it as much as we do.
Beautiful. All right. Well, look, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Brian.
Bonnie.
Been great.
Lovely to chat with you guys.
This is where it
Sounds good.
good stuff.
Looking for an open mic night? Well, you're in luck. This week, it's open mic at the Newcastle Comedy Club on Tuesday night. And on Wednesday, you can sing it at Sawyer's. Or if you're a DJ, try Open Decks down at the Lass. To find out what else is happening around town, head to newcastlelive.com.au.
After Dark. Every Tuesday evening, we rip open the cover of the sealed section and delve deep. But fair warning, this is adults only. It's After Dark with Louise Wilkinson from 5 p.m. every Tuesday night. Brought to you by Flirt Adult Store, Hamilton.
Newcastle Live. Newcastle Live.
That's it for the good stuff today. I'd love to say a big thank you to Lachlan, Bryan and Catherine Britt from The Pleasures. Be sure to go and check out that album, The Beginning of the End. I really loved the singles on that one. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow from 4 p.m. for more of the good stuff.